Welcome to your A to Z guide to the 2022 Australian Grand Prix. After a long 3-year hiatus, Formula 1 is back down under for the return of the Aussie GP in Melbourne. With the time away from the calendar, Albert Park has undergone quite the renovation, and the layout will be different from the last time we raced here in 2019. So to get you up to speed with the changes and Australia's F1 return, we're here to help you get set for the race weekend, as you'll find all the information you need to know in this preview. Of course, as always, like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this video. Albert Park has always been a unique circuit for Formula 1, but its main issue has always been the lack of overtaking and action at times. Well, the Grand Prix organizers have undertaken big changes to the venue in the hopes of giving drivers more chances to overtake. There are 2 fewer corners on the new layout, with 14 overall. Most corners have been slightly widened, or have had camber added to it in order to increase speeds. Some of the bigger changes include Turn 6, which has been widened by 7.5 meters in order to open up the corner. The major change to this circuit is the elimination of the awkward chicane at the old Turn 9 and 10. That section is now just a long straight. The penultimate corner, now Turn 13, is another to have been widened, and also one of several corners to have camber adjusted to it in order to allow for different lines to be taken. With the speeds increasing in Australia this year, an expected average lap speed of 160 miles per hour, downforce levels will be fairly medium, as well as tire stress. We'll have more information on tires and DRS zones coming up later in the weekend notes. Melbourne made its F1 debut back in 1996 and has traditionally been the season opening race as of late, but the 2022 race will be the 24th edition of this Grand Prix. The most successful constructor around Albert Park has been Ferrari, who have claimed 35% of the total wins with 8. Next comes McLaren, who have won 6 Grand Prix of their own for 26% of the total wins. And the only other constructor to have won multiple times in Melbourne is Mercedes, who've won 4 races here, with Valtteri Bottas claiming the most recent Australian GP victory. As for the current drivers, Sebastian Vettel is the most successful, with 3 wins in Melbourne. Next is Lewis Hamilton, who won 2 Grand Prix with both McLaren and Mercedes. And then come Valtteri Bottas and Fernando Alonso, who are the only 2 other drivers to have won at this circuit. Due to the traditional track characteristics, starting on the front row of the grid has always been a key to success around here. 39% of race winners have started from pole position, while 26% have been able to win from second. You can get lucky, however, in Melbourne, as 22% of drivers have been able to win from outside of the top 3. Melbourne hasn't been short of drama in its history either, so there is a high safety car probability, with a 56% chance of seeing a safety car deployed this Sunday. Be sure to take note of the start times for each session this weekend, as Australia can be a challenging time zone for many F1 viewers around the world. So as usual, let's begin by looking at the weather forecast for Melbourne. So far, we're looking at a clear and fairly mild race weekend. The highest temperature is expected on race day with 27 degrees, but the good news here is that it looks like we'll have a minimal threat for rain all weekend long. Moving on to tires, Pirelli bring an unusual compound range to Australia with the C2, C3, and C5 tires. This will mark the debut of Pirelli's softest compound in 2022 with the C5. Because of the track modifications, the surface should be much smoother than before, but it will offer drivers very low amounts of grip, so the track will be very green to start with. Tire stress around Melbourne is medium, but traction is very important to get good drive out of the short straights. Let's now move on to the rest of your weekend notes for the Australian Grand Prix. So that'll do it for your A to Z guide to the 2022 Australian Grand Prix. It's very exciting to have Melbourne back on the Formula 1 calendar, so it should be another good race in store for us. Be sure to comment your race predictions down below, and remember to enable notifications on our channel so you never miss a race preview in 2022. Thanks for watching.